Welcome to Roofing Road Trips, the podcast that takes you on a thrilling journey across the world of roofing. From fascinating interviews with roofing experts to on-the-road adventures, we'll uncover the stories, innovations, and challenges that shape the rooftops over our heads. So fasten your seatbelts and join us as we embark on this exciting roofing road trip.
Welcome to another episode of Roofing Road Trips from Roofers Coffee Shop. I'm your host, Karen Edwards, and today we are going to be talking with Craig Jones from Leap about their newest innovative feature, which is the Universal Credit Application. I'm excited to learn more about this. Craig, welcome. It's nice to have you here.
Hey, Karen, thanks. And thanks for inviting me on.
Well, I would love for you to just introduce yourself to our listeners and tell us a little bit about you and what you do there at Leap.
Sure. Well, first of all, I'm really excited to discuss Leap and all of our products and features to build and drive efficiencies that help our roofing and home improvement contractors. So real excited about that. I joined the Leap's executive team a few months back. First of all, I'm super excited to be part of the Leap family. It's just a great company with great products and services, but even greater people. And at the crux of what we do, it's all about the people. So we really excited about that. It's also super aligned with our customers and what our customers need. But my role at Leap is specifically around bringing fintech, both lending and payment enablement and embedded finance to our customers to make them more prosperous.
Okay. Well, I'm going to, even before we go into Universal Credit Application, fintech is kind of a newish term, I think, but you mentioned it's just about invoicing and payment. It's that simple?
Well, fintech as it relates, I wouldn't say it's so newish, but it might be newish into the roofing and the home improvement space. The way that we've handled financial services and handled that and pushed it out to contractors and dealers has been a little antiquated. So I think bringing a little bit of financial technology to enable our customers to be more effective is super important. But fintech in its own right has been around for a long time. It's a term that's pretty used loosely, but I would say in our application right now, the way that we have it on the roadmap for the immediate future is to provide lending enablements. So our dealers can provide loans to consumers to make sure that they have the funding necessary to take care of the projects that they want to have done at their homes. And in addition to that, payments. So making sure that the payment capabilities of our contractors have the ability to take a payment in-house or attach easy payment capabilities to invoices so they can get paid in a timely fashion and, more importantly, keep that cash flow flowing.
Okay. So I know that for Leap, innovation is really important. And it seems like, each year at the Roofing Expo, there's something new coming out. And I just wanted you to talk a little bit about why that's important to Leap and what does that innovation look like? How are you deciding what to roll out next?
That's a great question, actually. I personally think that innovation should be the forefront of every company. I've learned really early in my careers and throughout my career that complacency can be devastating. So that innovation is what drives advancement and results. And I think more importantly, you couple that with kind of a healthy risk tolerance, and that helps you kind of push the boundaries of what is possible, right? And push what is possible even further. And I think that's what we're trying to do at Leap. I think at Leap, innovation's at the core of everything that we do. We believe that, I'd say, by constantly pushing the boundaries of technology and introducing technology, we can provide our contractors with the tools they need to succeed. Our goal is really to streamline the entire home improvement process from sales to financing to project management. I think from how we decide what's next, we listen to our customers. I mean, our customers, we're not building this for Leap. We're building this for our customers. We don't build it for one customer. We build it for all of our customers, really trying to solve problems for our industry and making sure that we listen to what our customers' needs are and where their challenges are. We're in a little bit of a unique experience in the fact that we have thousands of contractors that utilize our platform and tens of thousands of users every day. What that enables us to do is see the behaviors and see the friction and see where they're successful and where they fail. And we can look at that data in aggregate and start to bring insights to the industry to say, hey, this is what we're seeing. So it's not like we're seeing the industry from the perspective of one roofer or one bath remodeler. We're seeing it across all of our clients, which gives us a little bit more clarity and where we think we should go. But more importantly, we have a pretty good philosophy about interacting with our customers and ensuring that we have dedicated account executives and customer success managers that are speaking to our customers on a regular basis. And what that allows us to do is understand the frustrations, what we're doing really well. And unfortunately, we hear a lot what we're not doing so well all the time, which is good because it helps drive us and motivate us and make sure we're pushing towards solving the problems.
Yeah, that's important. Data is so powerful. If you don't understand, how users are using it and what their challenges are, then you can't address and make things easier for them. But I want to even back up further because I just assumed everybody knows what Leap is, right? Because I feel that way. But there may be somebody listening that really doesn't know what Leap is. So can you please give me that quick elevator explanation of what Leap does for a contractor and home improvement contractor?
Yeah, so Leap has a couple software products, software as a service. So it's cloud hosted, it's enabled, and it's an enablement platform for our home improvement contractors and roofers. So we have a Leap Sales Pro product. That Leap Sales Pro product is really geared towards the front end sales. So taking customers that have scheduled appointments with our contractors all the way through the deal process and closing contracts and contracted projects. So it allows them to go through the process of building an estimate and proposal. And that Sales Pro product has a ton of integrated features. So anything from their pricing guide. So if they have pricing and material guides that they have in there, it's all there. If they have needs to do measurement tools, we have partnerships with other measurement companies that allow you, like say, example, take an image of the roof and understand how many squares of shingles there are, what the pitch of the roof is, how complex the roof is. All those individual features, material handling. We have integrations with different material shops that allow you to integrate and order the materials themselves. So a lot of great end-to-end features to come into, like say, Karen, I'm sitting in your house. I'm able to provide you with an instant proposal and a quote, inclusive of being able to get you the financing needed to be able to do that job, which is critical because, a lot of people need roofs, right? And a lot of people can get those roofs done. There's a lot of roofers out there. So it's a competitive market space, but being able to make sure that you can enable the customer to find the financing they need. Not everybody can write a check. Very few people can write a check, as a matter of fact, for $20,000 to a roof or $15,000 to a roof. So I think it's super important that we're getting them the financing they need. But that's the Leap Sales Pro product. We have another product called Leap CRM. So they can be used in conjunction. So it's truly a customer relationship management product. Or this Leap CRM product has similar capabilities on the front end sales, but it also takes you through the project. So it's intended to be also a project delivery mechanism as well, where you can give status updates and you can generate multiple invoices and communicate to the customer through the app.
Nice. So it's from start to the very end and completion.
That's
it's
the
platform. Yeah. So let's talk about the universal credit application, because like you said, that's a big purchase. It's a big investment, and it's so important, especially if we're talking about a roof. That's protecting your home and everything inside of it. But not everybody can write a check for $15,000 or $20,000. So how does the universal credit application work, and what options does it? I can see it being a great tool for the contractor because they can offer these options to the homeowner. But what does that process look like?
Yeah, I think a couple things. Leap's innovation offers a lot of different key benefits to contractors, right? First and foremost, it helps them close more deals. It provides a seamless and efficient, what I'll call as a unified workflow that helps them sell more projects, and it has that consistency. So it goes back to having all that information in a product guide and all the data in there. It provides consistent outcomes. So whether you have 5 people out in the field selling or you have 500 people out in the field selling, the result is always consistent, which is why I think our customers love it. It certainly allows us to improve the customer relationship. It offers a lot of transparency and convenience. And then it also speeds up the time to sell. So all that's really super important. And then you layer in what I'll call a critical feature, which is this universal credit app. So what the universal credit app does, it provides access to multiple lenders. So we have a lending marketplace where we partner with multiple lenders and allows you to have one single application. So it gives contractors more options to access multiple lenders for their customers. So you can meet the unique needs of those customers. So, and those needs could be diverse. It could be customers that have different. They want a promotional credit line, so it's 0% for 12 months. It could be that they want a lower APR or low payment. It could also mean that they have good credit or poor credit. Mm-hmm. So we try to make sure that we have a lending marketplace that satisfies all of those aspects. But the best thing about the Universal Credit app is you have one credit app that you complete that can go to any of those lenders, and it satisfies those lenders. So it's speed and efficiency. So typically what would happen is if you're not using lending through the Leap, one of the Leap platforms, Karen, I'd be sitting across the table with you pitching you a roof. I'd have to go to another portal. So leave the Leap software where your proposal sits, go to another a portal and fill out a lender's application. And if I wanted you to have 2 or 3 lender options, I'd have to go to 2 or 3 portals, complete 2 or 3 full credit apps, which are pretty lengthy. Admittedly, they're pretty lengthy. It is a financial transaction. It's an unsecured loan. So they do need a lot of data. But you'd have to go out and do that 3 different times to get the same results of filling out one application, which can be pre-populated from some of the data already in the app. In our SaaS app, right? They can be pre-populated, and that allows you to submit that one credit app with one click to different lenders.
From a homeowner perspective, if obviously one app is way better than 3, but if I'm filling out 3 different credit applications, is that 3 credit inquiries on my credit record?
So there's a difference in the industry between hard credit pulls and soft credit pulls.
Okay.
So you'll see it on all kinds of websites and everything, inside home improvement and outside of home improvement. If it's a hard credit pull, it's considered an inquiry on your credit report. It would potentially have an adverse impact to your credit history if you're applying multiple times and the credit bureaus look at hard inquiries as someone seeking credit. If you're looking at a soft pull, which the majority of our lenders use is a soft pull, it has no adverse. It's almost like you're checking your score. They're checking your score and your credit to give you an idea of whether you would be approved and for how much.
Okay.
So it's more of a soft pull. If you do elect to say that is the loan that you want, that lender will go back and pull a hard pull. Okay. So it's required to do the hard pull for their credit underwriting, but they'll kind of give you a show before you buy to give you an idea of whether you are approved and also whether you qualify for the amount that you've asked.
That's nice, because then you can look at all your options and through the multiple lenders and choose the one that is the best fit for your personal financial situation. I like that.
You got it.
My next question is this just automatically built into the Leap platform? If I'm a contractor using the Leap Sales Pro and the other pieces, is it there, or do I need to sign up for it?
So all of our clients have access to the credit capabilities within Leap Sales Pro. So what it usually requires is you still, as a dealer or a contractor, you still have to be underwritten by the bank that is the lender, right? Or the financial service company that's the lender. So there is a prerequisite. You have to get approved by the lenders. Once you've established a relationship with that lender and they know that you have like a lender ID, they issue a lender ID, that basically identifies that XYZ Windows has this ID and they're approved with these 5 lenders. Once that's embedded into our system, we would also either we would take the loan plans that you've elected, because the loan plans are diverse, very diverse as well, and there's numerous loan plans. So the benefit of that is you can turn on certain plans in our system that you want to offer to consumers, so you can say what's the most favorable. Remember, behind some of these loans are costs for these dealers. So if I'm giving you 0% for 12 months, it's costing that dealer some money to give you that loan. Nobody's giving money for free these days.
Right.
So it would equate to dealer fees or a merchant discount fee that comes off the top of the loan. So you may want to regulate the loans that you want your salespeople to give. We give them that administrative power at a finance leader to be able to make those decisions and control. Again, it goes across whether it's 5 people or 500 people. The whole concept of Leap is to give the consistency and the control back to the dealers to manage their business the way they see fit. But those once that's turned on, we allow those again to put controls. They can put certain users or certain offices on the platform, enable them. If you want one office to have certain lending options and another region to have a different, you can do that. So once it's turned on, you're able to funnel credit apps in seamlessly. There's nothing that your users have to do. It's just more of an administrative aspect to registering.
So if a job is sold and the homeowner is going to finance it, and they do the universal credit application, they get approved, they get the loan for the job. does the contractor get paid? Like once the job's complete, are they paid in full? And then the homeowner is making those payments back to the lender, right? They're out of the picture at this point.
You got it. So it's a good question, and it's an important thing too to recognize. So I appreciate the question. The loans that we have are dispersed to the contractors. So there's some other platforms in the marketplace that say they do home improvement lending to contractors, but in many cases it's really a glorified consumer loan that gets paid out to the consumer. Listen, the benefit of having some of these loans, and in some cases dealers are willing to pay some points for it because it gives them the security that money's coming to them, right? That they don't have to chase down Karen to go get a payment, or Karen doesn't go on a shopping spree after she gets her money and has a roof that she can't afford still. So it happens. We know it happens. So I think the security of having the loan approved with upon completion of the job that it gets paid out, and then there's other features too. Some of the lenders will allow you to have stage funding, or where you're allowed to get money before the job started. So some companies will give you 20% before the job starts, and then maybe 80% upon completion. So we're working to make sure that we have a good mix. So it's not necessarily just, do I have the loans and the lenders that meet the credit quality of the consumer? Each individual dealer and contractor have unique circumstances. I've had clients where they've come to us and said things like, "Hey, I bought $15,000 for the cabinets, and the lender, the consumer backed out of the loan, and I'm stuck with $15,000 for the cabinets." Do those lenders back the contractors, or do they succumb to the requests of the consumer? So there's different lenders. We're trying to create a marketplace that allows us to kind of be the Match.com, if you will, of making sure we know what our dealers' needs are and the consumers they deal with, and matching them up with the right lenders to create the most efficiency and more importantly, the best aligned outcomes for both.
So once the universal credit application is in, they're approved, they accept the loan, does the communication then happen not in the platform and not in the Leap platform? Is it then just kind of between the lender and the contractor?
So our application in most cases has the ability to open up what we call it an iframe. It's an individual iframe that allows you to access the lender's portal through our app. So you would be able to do that. There is some additional communication sometimes between the consumer and the lender. We do have eDocSign. We have our own version of our electronic signature. There's things that they can do, but more importantly, they can access in most cases, the lender's portal through ours, or the consumer can go out and elect to, they still have to accept the loan and sign the documentation. Once they do that, that loan is secured and we're aware of it. So in some cases, consumers and or dealers opt to go out to deal with the bank directly. In others, they do it through our app.
Turnaround approval time when someone does submit the universal credit application, how long does it take until they get a thumbs up or thumbs down?
So it varies by lender and it varies by circumstances. But if it's a clean application, meaning the data is prepared properly and it's good, and we have edits and fields to make sure that we correct it before it even gets submitted. But at the end of the day, if the application's good and there's no there's various things that go into this decision, right? It's not only the credit, but it's also, is Karen who Karen says she is, and that's called Know Your Customer. So there's various things that the government and the banks from a compliance perspective have to maintain. But if the application goes through smoothly and Karen's lived at her house for 10 years and everything matches perfectly, usually the decision, and you have great credit, usually a decision comes back within seconds. But generally, if there's any kind of manual intervention, sometimes the lenders could take up to 2 minutes. Or if they have to punt the ball back to the consumer and say, "Hey, we might need you to give us a copy of your driver's license or a most recent pay stub," some of those things may take a little longer. But for the most part, these decisions should be made pretty quickly.
That's awesome. Because I want to know, right? I don't want to wait a day or whatever. So a few seconds, or a few minutes even. That's not bad at all. I'm curious that, how long has the universal credit application been available for contractors, and what's the adoption like?
So we've had a version of the universal credit app that I think it had a little bit of some kludginess in the workflow. So when I came in, that's the experience that I came into when I was under Leap, and it was pretty clear to me that from a user experience and interface perspective, we need to make some changes. We've made those changes. So universal credit app right now is in beta. So we have we have a handful of our top customers are some of our really good advocate and champion customers that love our product, testing it right now in beta. So it's in production, it's working. We're getting great feedback. Most of the feedback is just how fast and efficient it is. And, it really eliminates, the Universal Credit App helps streamline the tedious process of applying to multiple lenders, right? So it allows us to go through that process really quickly. That's the feedback that's clear and obvious. I didn't expect it not to be much different from that. But we're also getting some valuable feedback from our customers of just little, changes and modifications that they would like to see. Which again, when we see that repeated across multiple clients, we know we're not catering to one client. We're building it out for multiple clients or the industry at whole. So we listen to our customers. Again, it goes back to we're building this for our customers. But the Universal Credit App is working great, and our customers love it so far. We will be rolling it out to a general audience here. Actually, as early as next week, we're going to invite some additional customers to come back in. So we're excited about the prospects of getting it out to the marketplace. We don't want to roll it out until we feel like it's 100% exactly where it needs to be. And we do feel that way right now, but we're still going through some trials. We want to make sure that it's perfect before we release it to the masses. But we still have the original Universal Credit App that's in place. But this new version is a lot better.
That's really exciting, because it is so convenient. And I imagine that it helps close more sales. The end of the day,
it
right?
Does. The whole point is, listen, it's all about conversion. So if you're a salesperson or a owner of a company or an executive of the company, and you're responsible for the performance of the company, you're making a lot of investments to get Karen interested in your company, to get an appointment set, whether it's a door knock or it's telemarketing or it's some kind of direct paid advertising. You're putting a pretty big investment to get Karen interested in even talking to you all. Mm-hmm. Then you get out there and you have a salesperson across the desk or across the kitchen table from Karen telling her like how beautiful her new bathroom or her roof could be, right? To get to that point, and then to potentially lose that at the credit decision is really hard, right? Mm-hmm. So we're trying to make sure we minimize that. In a lot of cases, traditionally, the way that contractors work is they would go to one of those portals, they would have Karen apply, and they would wait for the response. So it could be seconds, it could be minutes, but at the end of the day, you get response back. Well, what we've seen by looking at the aggregate data of all of our customers, what we're learning is that funnel conversion and converting customers from a telemarketing call all the way down to a paid project, when they get declined at the first credit app, in a lot of cases, they don't go to the second credit app, which means they've probably told Craig to get the hell out of their house.
Yeah.
Well, they're afraid that they may have too many inquiries or whatnot. Right. They may not understand what a soft pull is, a hard pull. So in a lot of cases, I see customers, our clients, losing customers there. So in this case, you can really rapidly submit this credit app to multiple. And as soon as you have consent from the customer to submit, you can then go ahead and submit to the 1, 2, 3 lenders if you want.
Yeah.
And it eliminates that. I think it's going to eliminate some of that friction. We have a couple other things on the horizon. I mean, this is just I'd say the Universal Credit App is the first step in our journey to being really the leading advocate for dealers in home improvement finance.
Yeah. So can you give a sneak peek of what's on the horizon? It's okay if you can't.
I came to Leap. I have 25 plus years of experience in the home improvement or in the banking and lending ecosystems. I've worked for big banks, little banks. I've worked for startups. I've worked for unicorns like SoFi. I have built, credit card portfolios, lending portfolios, investment platforms, deposits, et cetera. So what was interesting to me is when I came to Leap, and I'll tell you this a little tidbit that's interesting, Karen. I actually had left the financial services in the beginning of 2023, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to go back. And I actually started a home improvement business.
Oh, nice. So
I've built a lot of homes and did a lot of home renovations throughout my adult life. I built my first home when I was 28 years ago, and I'm still living in it today.
Oh, nice.
So I have the bug for the DIY, and it's turned into kind of a pseudo non-professional journey. And I decided to make it a professional journey. So it was interesting that I took another love of mine, which is the contracting and home improvement, and brought that to the masses or brought that to my community. when Leap reached out to me, what was interesting is I had an opportunity to bring my two loves, my love of providing this great financial services and really kind of pushing the edge of what we can do, along with my passion for being a contractor, right? Which is to our customers. So for me to kind of think about how I can solve for them in financial services and marry those two passions together was a unique experience for me. So I know that doesn't answer your original question, but your question was about what's on the roadmap.
Yeah.
A lot of things.
Yeah.
The reason I brought that up is because, I have a tremendous amount of experience in the banking financial services. I've never worked in a dealer ecosystem. Mm-hmm. So when I got to this dealer ecosystem, I had to learn some of the dynamics, and I'm still learning, admittedly, the dynamics between how the lenders in the space interact with the contractor/dealers, how that affects consumers. And what it kind of came clear to me is it's a little antiquated and it hasn't changed much and it's not super efficient. And the philosophy of how it happens today, I think there's room for a little bit of disruption. So what we'd like to do is really, again, go back to seeing how do we serve as the advocate for our customers, right? And I, obviously, first and foremost, our customer is our client and the contractor, but that extends to the consumer, because I feel responsible to make sure that our consumers also get good outcomes.
Yeah.
So, our goal is to provide our lenders with more of an aggregated approach so that we can listen, there's billions and billions of dollars of home improvement contracts closed on our system every year. Billions every quarter closed every quarter. We have customers that have to go out and negotiate terms with lenders one at a time.
Yeah.
And they're either a $2 million home improvement company or they're a $200 million home improvement company or bigger or something in between. I think my plan is to hopefully become a little bit more of an aggregated feature for them, allow us to help build a lending ecosystem similar to what we have today, but much better, where we can make sure that it's a competitive marketplace for the dealers. It yields positive results for the consumers. And at the same time, we get, the most efficiency and the most optimized decisions. So you won't have to go apply Karen to lender one, wait for the result, go to another portal, apply for Karen number 2, and then apply Karen's third or tertiary credit app in cases. Our goal is to be able to submit that to a pool of curated lenders that are there to compete and perform and provide, an outcome for Karen, whether it be a tier 1 credit or a bottom tier credit, but we'll have that spectrum covered. So you'll get hopefully one of those customers, or the customer be approved by one of those lenders or multiple,
right? And
you'll have a better choice. At the same time, where Leap overall is really advancing our data capabilities, and we're looking to put a lot more artificial intelligence into our work streams. So I think when we look at being able to take Karen as an applicant and push her to the best place that gives her the best outcomes and the highest probability for approvals is our objective.
Yeah.
But lots of things on the roadmap.
So it's a win all around. I love it. It sounds great. And I want to just thank you so much, Craig, for being here today and for sharing this cool innovation and how it can help contractors. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah. So if you want to learn more about Leap, they have a full directory on rooferscoffeeshop.com. So look them up out there. It'll have their contact information, their website, a little bit about them and how to get a hold of them. And I want to thank everybody out there for listening today. Be sure to follow us on social media and subscribe to Roofing Road Trips on your favorite podcast platform, because we want to see you on a future episode. Thanks, Craig. Bye, everyone.
If you've enjoyed the ride, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join us on every roofing adventure. Make sure to visit rooferscoffeeshop.com to learn more. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next Roofing Road Trip.